Started. Do me a favor, please silence all cell phones, watches, and any other mobile devices you may have. Welcome. I'm Tech Sergeant Evans, your narrator for today's ceremony. Please stand for the arrival of the official party and playing of the national anthem. Room, attention, hut! Pose. Pose. Hey! Please be seated. First off, I would like to introduce the members of the official party, starting with our Director of Operations for the 368th Training Squadron, Captain Giersbach. We also have our interim senior enlisted leader of the 368th Training Squadron, Master Sergeant Thompson. We have our interim first sergeant for the 368th Training Squadron, Master Sergeant Phelps. And last but not least, we have Mr. Higdon, the instructor supervisor for the Pavements and Equipment Schoolhouse. I want to welcome everyone and personally thank you all for supporting these airmen as they enter the next challenging phase in their careers. Feel free to come forward and take photos during today's ceremony. At this time, we will now have our students introduce their guests.
Swindell. I'd like to introduce my wife, Sean, and my 7 kids. Thank them for coming to support me today.
I'm Mason Bella. I'd like to introduce my family that came to support me from Edwardsville, Illinois. My aunt, my tia Irma, and my 2 cousins, Kim and Dion.
Thank you very much. From the staff of the Pavements and Equipment Schoolhouse, we want to be the first to commend these airmen on achieving their goal and arriving at this momentous occasion. The Pavements and Equipment Apprentice course is 62 academic days and is divided into 3 different courses. The initial course is 35 days, where the students train on water trucks, dump trucks, front-end loaders, fencing, material handling, compact track loaders, backhoes, excavators, and bulldozers. The second course is the inter-service course with 5 days of training in grader operations. Finally, the last course is the awarding course and is 22 days. The students train on multi-purpose sweeper operations, wartime contingency operations, and finally asphalt and concrete pavement construction. Each student receives 28 Community College of the Air Force credits upon graduation, which are applied toward an Associate of Applied Science in Construction Technology. These airmen have put in effort since day one of training. To capture these experiences, I will now invite class leader Airman First Class Knesny to come forward and tell the story of Class 23005.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to thank Air Force leadership, Mr. Higdon, Technical Sergeant Evans, Senior Airman Swindell's family, Airman Vella's family for coming to today's graduation. Today marks the completion of Lieutenant Colonel Carlson's directive to us from October. We have bloomed where we were planted. As a class, we have overcome several challenging lessons to become the operators we are today. Each of us has progressed further than we thought imaginable when we first arrived here at Fort Leonard. From hand tools to multi-ton excavators, each has been a challenge. Our success would not be possible without the support of Air Force leadership, our fantastic instructors, our caring MTOs, our family, and our friends. As we go our separate ways, with the exception of 3 airmen who are sticking together, we will continue to aim high. Thank you.
Thank you, Airman Knesny. These airmen have put in effort since day one of training. I've been extremely fortunate to have had this class for the past 13 days. The very last block in our schoolhouse is 13 days long, where they learn asphalt and concrete pavement construction. I've been fortunate enough to have them. Since day one, I stated my expectations with each and every one of them has been, give me 100%. Each and one of them know that. You can ask them. Every single day they came to me, every single day that we've had training, every single objective I've given them, they have always provided. They have came through and they have knocked it out of the park. And I don't have a bad thing to say about all 12 individuals that are over there on that wall. I'm very proud of the Dirt Boyz that I get to send off in this career field, even if they have probably made fun of my mustache in the background. It's okay, I understand. But I thank each and every one of you for everything you've given to this schoolhouse, to everything you're about to give to this career field, and I wish you all the grace and luck here in the future. Today these airmen graduate and they earn the right to wear the Civil Engineer Occupational Badge and the Dirt Duty Identifier Badge. At this time, Airman First Class Johnson will now recite the heart of a Dirt Boy.
It's a quality of mind, a mental resolve, an attitude that turns a person beyond the normal and the mediocre to accomplish great things in all works of life. Perhaps the most important difference between a heart of a dirt boy and a mediocre person is one gives up and one doesn't. It's the quality of mind that defines us. No matter what the situation is, we all have the ability to grit our teeth and keep going. We don't quit. We refuse to give up. It's a quality of spirit that refuses to be beaten, a resolve in the mind to go on. No matter what happens, we dare to believe the impossible. We hurt but keep going on. If we want to be great in our career or in life, we've got to have an inner motivation, something to drive us. I call it desire. We have a fighting heart, a fighting spirit, the kind of attitude that can meet obstacles and difficulties and rise above them. You can go through the motions if that is the kind of person you are, but remember that we can smell it and weed out the weak. Take pride in the things you do. The job might be bold, but it has to be done. Always remember, Dirt Boyz paved the way. Deal with it.
Thank you, Airman Johnson. It's time to welcome these students into our civil engineer family with the tacking on of our duty identifier dirt patch by Mr. Higdon and the presentation of diplomas by Captain Bierspach. Class 23005, prepare to graduate.
Hope.
From Herbert Field, Florida, at the 556 Red Horse Squadron, we have Senior Airman William Aldivera. Next, from the 254th Red Horse Squadron in Guam, we have Airman First Class Kira Calvo. From the 554 Red Horse Squadron in Guam, we have Airman Basic Juan Chavez. From the 268th Civil Engineer Squadron, United States Virgin Island, we have Airman First Class Jaleel Hendrickson. The 31st Civil Engineer Squadron, Aviano, Italy, we have Airman First Class Levi Johnson. The 30th Civil Engineer Squadron in Vandenberg Air Force Base, California, we have Airman Basic Michael Knight. The 201st Red Horse Squadron in Horsham, Pennsylvania, we have Airman First Class John Knesny. From the 560th Red Horse Squadron, Joint Base Charleston, South Carolina, we have Senior Airman Daniel Sorzano Ortega. From the 31st Civil Engineer Squadron, Aviano, Italy, we have Airman Basic Nathan Soto. From the 507th Civil Engineer Squadron, Tinker Air Force Base, Oklahoma, we have Senior Airman Eric Swindell. From the 567th Red Horse Squadron, Seymour Johnson, North Carolina, we have Airman First Class Avante Varner. And last but not least, from the 31st Civil Engineer Squadron, Aviano, Italy, we have Airman Basic Esteban Vela.